My name is Morgan Pascoe. I'm the Head of Development Operations within Digital and Information here at Urban Utilities in our head office at 31 Duncan Street. Urban Utilities provides water and waste management services to residents and commercial customers in the Brisbane, the Ipswich, the Lockyer Valley, Scenic Rim and Somerset local government areas. So we're actually the fourth largest water provider in Australia. We'd done a recent tender engagement and identified Videopro as our preferred supplier for our old head office. That didn't proceed because we'd procured this site, and so we went out to market again through an open exercise, and Videopro came out on top.
Hi, I'm Scott Maunsell. I'm a Senior Account Manager at Videopro, and today we're at Urban Utilities. At 31 Duncan Street, there is 30 AV spaces consisting of what is executive meeting rooms, small meeting rooms, medium meeting rooms, large meeting rooms and boardroom. But then there's more bespoke spaces. So there is quite a large control room, emergency room, there is project spaces, a space called the Hive, which is a space where you can facilitate somewhere between 60 to 80 people, where there can be large scale presentations take place. The reception has a 3x2 video wall, which allows Urban Utilities to share marketing content and things of that nature. Amongst that, there is an overarching system which monitors space utilisation in the building, and that happens across all floors.
So we are fully flexible here in the workspace, and that was one of the other challenges that we set to Videopro to solve, which was give us a seamless way by which staff can interact and navigate and wayfind throughout the building. So in partnership with Condeco through Videopro, we have that solution in place. So each workstation can be booked in advance through a mobile application, or there are individual tiles on the desk that you simply tap on, tap off.
So there are two parts to space utilisation at Urban Utilities. There is a system called Relogix, and Relogix is a sensor system which not only identifies that there are people in the room, but it identifies how many people are in the room. So at the analytics level, it draws a box around each person and identifies a count within the room. The Condeco side, they both tie together, and the reporting basically feeds between the two systems, and that can be fed out to Power BI. With Urban Utilities in their previous premises, they had a number of really bespoke systems delivered what appeared to be by different companies. And by virtue of that, they were failing regularly, and there was no real way to fault find the systems, and the systems were aging. So what happened is Videopro worked with Urban Utilities to facilitate new systems, which were at the time quite bleeding edge in relation to technology and Microsoft Teams, to deliver systems that were intuitive, easy to use, rooms that turned on automatically, things of that nature.
So our last office space had minimal technology that really enabled that connection between the office itself and those workers in the field or working from home. COVID was a real driver for us as well, because it forced us to address how we would manage and engage across different sites and connect to those in the home and give them the same experience that we would have in the office. So in our previous office, we had only a few digitally enabled meeting rooms, and it made that connection with our staff who were in isolation or in regional areas quite difficult. A large portion of our workforce also work in the field, and so often they're connecting on remote devices as well. And so it was quite important to make sure that we had that equity. Irrespective of where you are, you could still participate equally in meetings and feel connected. Our busy days here in the office are Tuesday through Thursday, and in those settings, you'll see nearly every single meeting room engaged with people in it, interacting with people using the technology. In
Urban Utilities, all of the video and audio is reticulated over Extron's nav system, which basically means video signals, audio signals, if required, could be conveyed to different spaces. The audio itself is predominantly QSYS, so there's a QSYS audio system, the same methodology where audio can be conveyed via Dante to different locations. And there is Sennheiser beam steering microphones in a number of the larger bespoke spaces, capturing audio for the far end party. The cameras are predominantly Logitech. Some spaces actually have Poly, other spaces have Ava PTZ cameras.
There are areas that have been designed quite deliberately to bring multiple parties together for long-term projects with mobile furniture. And so the technology in those spaces is a bit different. One of the key things here that we have is our control room that provide 24/7 monitoring and services for our network of infrastructure, assets and sites. They've got a big information need, so it's quite important that we responded to that and built them the capability that they needed to do their job well.
So the control room basically has 5 large 85-inch screens, but the idea is that the full system is matrixed by video and audio over the Extron navigation system, and that content can be shared to any one of the 5 screens.
This has really given us the opportunity to meet their need, to give them the information that they need at a broader level, and then also their individual workspaces as well. The footprint has also been designed so that when we do have those incidents, whether it be a flood event or a nasty weather event, we've got the rooms beside it to run the emergency, to run our incident management team, and they're in close proximity. So the way in which the space has been designed enables them to do their job in the BAU and then also respond to those major incidents as they occur.
In the emergency room, there's a 55-inch custom-built touchscreen for urban utilities. And the idea is that people can stand around that touchscreen and drive content on the touchscreen, or they can share that to the monitors in the room.
The process working with Videopro was really easy. We did throw quite a few challenges because this is not your traditional site. So by the time we'd engaged Videopro, we were already under construction, plans had already been put through. And so we really challenged Videopro to be able to work within the constraints that we'd already put in place, work within half finished walls as well, and yet still through that, we're able to deliver.
I thoroughly enjoyed working with the Urban Utilities team. They're an amazing team to work with. We all worked really hard for this project to deliver it on time. We're really looking forward to delivering future projects with Urban Utilities.
Yeah, it's black and white. It's night and day compared to what it was previously. One thing that we wanted to do with this site was set a baseline of capability. So it's not just all about Duncan Street. We wanted through this experience to set a baseline so that as we move through those other sites that we do have in our organisation, that what we've established here, both through the AV and the workspace technology, will be what we roll out. So we're looking forward to a long partnership.